Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to OWN.
At the stroke of noon, the Oprah Winfrey Network went on the air, and the Queen of Talk became a network mogul.
My dream is that the channel will be the home base for people who are seeking the best of themselves. Bet on yourself first.
It's a giant bet. Winfrey and the Discovery Channel have reportedly invested $189 million in the 24/7 lifestyle cable channel.
My dream is that the channel will be on in people's homes the same way that people find their favorite radio station and they just keep that on their favorite radio station. And my dream is that this channel will always be the place that you can come to and you can vibe on the good energy that is there, that people will find something that's interesting, stimulating, delightful, brings a little piece of light into their life.
Featuring Oprah-branded stars like Dr. Phil, Rachel Ray, and Dr. Oz.
Well, I mean, her intention has always been clear. You know, it's our mantra at the magazine, too. Live your best life are not just empty words to her. They really do have meaning. It's not like Oprah needs another job. She doesn't need to make more money. She's clearly motivated by her desire that she knows that that we can all be better. And it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. Everybody's trying to be better. Everybody, including her.
Oprah has maintained such a unique level of integrity, and that's the reason why she is who she is. And this is a big risk for her, but one thing that she said today was, if it fails, it's okay, because I will have learned something from that. And it's true. I mean, if we don't take these risks, we may never know. And if it's successful, it will be revolutionary in television. It already is.
So expect a range of reality shows with the likes of country music star Shania Twain and the former Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson.
I'm extremely damaged.
And a biography show called Masterclass.
And that's the foundation of everything great.
I got news for you. Could I have taken shows to network? Was I offered a show where we could have taken it? It could have been a big show on a network. Oh, you betcha. But that's not where I wanted to be. I don't want to be on network. I want to be right here on cable with Oprah. I want to be part of history and experience something that I couldn't experience on network.
Then there's Oprah herself. Her showcase program will take cameras behind the scenes of the last season of her 25-year-old daytime talk show.
Well, I'm excited.
Still, she's committed to being on air herself only 2 or 3 times a week.
Will people tune in and watch even if Oprah's not there? That's really the wild card.
Full programs begin Monday, but the network's schedule is in flux. Despite the uncertainty, sponsors like Procter & Gamble and Kohl's are counting on Winfrey's Midas touch.
If anybody can pull this off, which has never been done before by someone coming from where she's come from, it's Oprah.
One number working against Winfrey is 50, the average age of her viewers. Advertisers prefer a younger demographic, but she brings a committed audience to the venture.
She really speaks to what people want to see, and she's got an interesting way of taking audiences even where they might not know they want to go.
With her name and legacy on the line, Winfrey acknowledges the channel is a work in progress.
It will show itself to be whatever it's supposed to be.
So this show that's just getting underway nationally.
It's going to do, it'll do well.
And if it doesn't?
And if it doesn't, I will still do well. I will do well because I'm not defined by a show. You know, I think we are defined by the way we treat ourselves and the way we treat other people. You know, it would be wonderful to be, you know, acclaimed as this, you know, talk show host who's made it. That would be wonderful. But if that doesn't happen, there are, you know, other important things in my life.
I feel the same way about, were you going to ask that question?
Yes, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel the same way about where I am right now with our network.
Exactly.
I believe that it will work. As I said, I feel better about it than I ever have. I believe that people want to see television that is fun, that is entertaining, but that is also meaningful. What I want to do is to use it as a platform for transforming people's lives. That's why I'm in New York, to do Life Class. But if I see that that's not what the audience wants, then I will move on to the next thing. I literally mean
you're okay
next,
with that
and I
too.
mean I will always be okay.
Yeah,
because I live in the center of myself.
The principle that you articulated with Mike Wallace is a principle that you live with throughout your life, and that's made you successful.
Yeah.
So what's Life Class?
Life Class is the reason why I did a network. Yeah. It is an opportunity to bring some of the country's leading thought leaders. Tonight it's Tony Robbins live on OWN, beginning at 9 o'clock. But I'm also taping with Deepak Chopra, which will air in the next week, and it's giving the audience around the world. So we are on Facebook, we're on Oprah.com, we're talking to people all over the world, Twittering, and taking their questions about what matters to them in life with people who can help them lead a better life.
So they essentially drive, all these people from around the world are driving this Life Class.
That's right, and it's driven by what people most want to talk about. People want to talk about their fears, they want to talk about letting go of anger, they want to talk about why they get stuck in life, they want to talk about why, people really do know, even though we're in this, electronic age where everybody's, tweeting and all the time, people really do know that there is a loss of connection and that there is a deeper reason for being in the world. And I think every human being really ultimately wants to do what you all get to do here every day for yourselves, what I've been able to do in my life. What everybody wants is really to fulfill the highest expression of themselves. Everybody feels that, but isn't quite sure, how do I break the wall and get into to living the best of myself, the stream of the best of myself.
Do you think there's also a desire, because we're so connected in so many ways electronically, there's actually a desire to really connect more like we used to on a real level between people?
I think innately there is a desire to connect more deeply, because I think we all know that all of this isn't really real.
Why not?
For me, I am always looking for, and have been since I was, a young reporter in Baltimore, I've always been trying to look for what is the deeper meaning in every story, is that it's no longer really about you. The only reason to hear your story is that somebody can see themselves in you and be able to make a different choice for themselves. So that to me is ultimately, as I know you all do here on CBS, is the standard, the standard for interviewing. That's the point, is not for us just to be voyeurs in other people's lives, but how can I use your story to open up the heart space for myself?
You are fixing a network, the OWN network.
And could you change the word to fixing or building?
Building would be better.
Could you use the word fixing or building?
As soon as I said fix, I was thinking building.
No, but building. We're building a network.
Which is a huge demand on time.
When you say I mean myself, I mean, my team, Sherry Salata, Eric Logan, and Discovery, with all the stories about will Discovery support her, stay in, they have been stellar. David Zaslav and the Discovery Board has been 100% behind me. And this is what gets me. When I started, everybody, including Lorne Michaels, said to me, it's going to take 3 to 5 years to get it right. And I said, even then, I go, well, I think we can do it in a couple. You go, no. It's going to take 3 to 5 years. And now I've been there literally 8 months, and everybody's like, what's going on? What's wrong?
I say the same thing about it. So we'll build this thing viewer by viewer by viewer by viewer.
Yeah. I'm tweeting about y'all.
Any small business. That's typically what they tell you too when you start a business, right? It takes at least an average of 5 years for any business to be profitable.
They say. But I also understand this. I also understand that because I had a 25-year reputation that I built, that there was a big expectation. And the one thing I didn't want to do, because I'd learned this, do I have time to tell this? 30 seconds?
Are you kidding?
Because I know how y'all say at the end, you got 5 seconds. Yeah. Which that's the one thing that makes me crazy on the show.
Me too. I would never say
you have a little more leeway in cable. That's
tell
a good
us your
thing.
theory of life. You got 5 seconds.
Okay, tell us.
No, go. Where were you? We got
the
time.
one thing I knew was that what I always knew, and I learned this lesson when I went to Baltimore, and my name was on the back of every billboard, and they did this whole big promo campaign. When I came to Chicago, I said to the management there, don't do any publicity. I just want to start and let it go word of mouth. And when we started with this network, I was the only person saying, let's not make it big. Let's just start small. Let's not do a big thing, because you set an expectation that you cannot live up to. It's better for people to have lower expectations for you to over-deliver rather than to under-deliver, because you have 25 years. And the company structure was set up that way.
But Oprah,
also.
nothing is small with your name. You know
Yeah,
that. Nothing,
I know,
nothing is
but
small with
you know,
your name.
I was saying, guys, let's just start small. Let's not do the big publicity. Let's just kind of come on the air and sort of build it. Next thing I know, I'm talking to the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. I went, nothing small about that.
At the Oprah Winfrey Network, Presidents Eric Logan and Sherry Salata are often in separate cities, but they're always on the same page.
We almost know intuitively, thousands of miles apart, what each other's feeling and thinking.
OWN's been on a roll of late. Discovery CEO David Zaslav says OWN's starting to pay back his company's investment in the network, and it's cash flow positive, ahead of schedule. It's a different story than when OWN launched on New Year's Day 2011.
Yes, the Oprah Winfrey Network is finally on the air.
At the time, Oprah was juggling OWN's beginning with the end of the Oprah Winfrey Show. OWN's early ratings failed to meet the hype, and Oprah soon stepped in as CEO. Logan and Salata, who had been running Winfrey's Harpo Studios, came aboard to handle the day-to-day.
I think we've learned that the network needs to have a smile and have some fun too. You know, and I think that, you know, in the early days, the network took itself a little too seriously.
This past weekend, the network says more than 1.8 million people tuned in for Oprah's exclusive interview with Lindsay Lohan.
Oprah can still get the big gets, and they become tent poles, you know, for our network.
Just as important as those exclusive interviews is OWN's relationship with Tyler Perry. The powerhouse behind mega hits like Medea's Family Reunion is now making exclusive shows for the network, like the standout The Haves and the Have-Nots.
I want $100,000, or I burn your little playhouse down.
Tyler and Oprah know each other. Tyler understands the brand, and clearly with his drama and his comedy have struck a chord.
Advertisers have taken notice. OWN signed up 30 new clients at its upfront event this year. Logan and Salata are also talking to longtime advertisers like Microsoft about ways to work their brands into OWN programming.
The real reason it worked is that when I sat across from Oprah face to face, it wasn't social media, it wasn't texting, it wasn't phone. And, you know, we hadn't met before, but 20 minutes into that conversation, there were 10 people at the table. Oprah grabbed my hand. We walked back to her office. She opened her desk drawer and she took out her diary. And it was from 15 years earlier. And she read it to me. She said, and the diary said, "Someday I'll have my own network." And she looked at me and she said, you know, we're going to do this. So we launched with all this great spirit. Right. And people looked at it and mostly they said, you know, it feels like vegetables. It's not entertaining enough. It's not exciting enough. And for 2 or 3 years, the channel was really struggling. And so we put on one show in the African American space, and it was #1 on Saturday night in that space. And from that, we said, okay, if that's working, let's keep going. Today, it's the #1 network for African American women. You know, we brought in Tyler Perry. It's a great success, but it's not what we thought it was going to be. Yeah. The audience told us what they wanted it to be. Yeah. There is not one business that I've been involved in that has worked the way we thought it was going to work. There's always a series of challenges.
Oprah's new movie, Lee Daniels' The Butler, opens in theaters on August 16th. And even while filming her role, Oprah kept busy running OWN and conducting some of the biggest interviews of the year, including Lindsay Lohan.
Oh.
Oh.
I just did that. I just did that yesterday or day before. Yeah.
As they say, OWN is rocketing forward, isn't it?
Well, yes. What a different story than
when you were here.
When I was here. Yes. Yeah. Last year. Right. What a difference a year.
What did you do?
What I did. It's not what I did. It is what I did and the team did. Right. So you know, when you are in a foxhole, you have to surround yourself with people who can help lift you out. Right. We did. I said it was a huge climb, and now we are having fun. Yep. We're making money. We are really in the business and doing very well. And you know, I think what we're doing with OWN, what we're doing with Life Class, TD Jakes and I are going to be doing a big Life Class down in Dallas soon. I think this morning I did the Deepak Chopra meditation. I think being able to offer the energy of service and helping people to find the best of themselves in life, that is exactly the path that I want to be on.
And that is, in the end, the kind of legacy you most want?
Yes, I think the legacy is, for me, for you, for all of us, is every life that was touched by you. Everybody who encountered you, what was that experience for them? That's your legacy. I think that's the oh wow moment that Steve Jobs had when he took his last breath. Oh wow, everything mattered.